Hi everybody, what I'm going to look at now is development work, and I've just jumped the gun a little bit here, and you'll see why in a minute. What I've done is I've selected one of my design concepts that I want to develop. So that's the concept that I'm going to make minor subtle changes to through these two stages of development, and this will be the torch that I actually manufacture. So I've created out, drawn out a design concept, etc., copied the annotation, exactly what I've seen from my design concept page, and then I've drawn out two crates for development work. So you know, I could put a little arrow in here that goes onto this one and goes onto this one, and development is about making subtle and small changes. Okay, so what I'm going to add to this now is the position of the screws, and I'm going to add those in there. Okay, and there, because that's approximately where they'll actually be, and one down here. And the switch and the position of those screws can't change at all. They're fixed. Okay, so they have to stay there, as does the LED up in the top. So we don't have a choice about that. So we've got to develop our design concepts basically around the constraints of the screws position and the switch position. Now, if I was doing this not as a tutorial, I would go to a stage of development here, draw it out and develop it, finish that off and then go to this. But just for the sake of this tutorial, you know, get it created out step by step is probably not a bad way to go for you guys. So what I'm going to look to do is simply go from here to make some minor subtle change here, and I've decided that I'm going to just round that off there. I like the idea of that rounded top. This isn't about coming up with a full new design concept, it's about minor change. So that distance there, I'm going to bring this in tighter to there and there. Just see how that works. That's a lot tighter. And then the same through on this stage here. Okay, I think what I'll actually do here is pull this up a lot tighter there as well. So what I've done is I've made this more of a taper and rounded that top a bit more. So when I come to annotate this, I'll say what I've done here and here and here, and I'll say why as well. So what I've got done there is visually, graphically, I've made my development changes. So I'm going to do the same again now. I'm going to go one step further to here. Okay, just bearing in mind what I've done, and I've already got an idea in my own mind. I'm going to try and pull this down a little bit more and make this far round, more round. So I'm going to bring that up there. So I've got that rounded there. I'll move my page around just to make it easier. So I'm not bothered about adding colour tone or anything like that yet. All I'm doing is visually and graphically making these changes. That's a bit better. I like that. It's a far more softer and rounded top. The other thing is I'm not quite sure about these straight lines. I think in line with, you know, the curve, I think for comfort, if I bring this in and make this slightly curved, I fancy that a little bit better. So I'm going to push that edge in there and make that curved in and out. In and out. Yep, I like that. Let's rotate the page, make it a lot easier for me to do. So I'm going to take that curve in and out. That's better. Okay, yeah, I like that a lot more. I might even take that in just a little bit more. Yeah, that's even better. And then what I'm going to do is just bring a curve in there, being careful that I don't lose that screw in the process. I've got some sharp points here, so I'm going to just round those corners off there, because that could be a safety issue if it digs in the user's hands, and I'm just going to round those off a little bit more. So I'll add the LED just in the top there. So yeah, so we can definitely see the relationship between that and that, and that and that, and we've got 3 stages of, or 2 stages, you should say, of development from the design concept, which is just copied into that stage of development, and then that my final solution. So what the next stage will be to add color tone to these, and then I'll do another tutorial of how to actually annotate. Thanks very much.